Welcome back, everybody, to Psychic Today. Well, if you have just joined the show, you've joined us at an amazing time because Inbaal is in the building. Yes, she's sat right next to me. You can't see her just yet. No, not yet, because lots of you are probably thinking, who is she? Shame on you, you should know who she is. But lots of you, of course, have been watching the show for many years. 10 years ago, Inbaal started this show with lots of other, well, not a great deal of psychics. There was probably a handful of psychics like John Healy and Annie, and then later on, Caroline came into the show as well. But she started the show 10 years ago. Now, she's actually been doing this work for numerous years, but for the past 4 years, a yummy mummy bringing up her children has put the psychic work sort of to the side, but still maintaining her own private practice, but coming out of the limelight as much as she has been in the past, because this lady has done so much. Now, just to give you a bit of insight into how she works, she's a psychic astrologer who works with the cards, works with the crystal ball, all those traditional tools that lots of you love. But the work that she has done has been absolutely incredible. So much that I've had to actually write it all down. So she's worked for channels like Channel 4, Channel 5, MTV, MTV2. She's been involved with BBC4, ITV, international TV shows as well. BBC One, Living TV, you know, she's been there, she's been involved with lots of these programs about the psychic world. Some of them, even the first psychic shows that ever appeared. She's also featured her own articles in loads of different magazines and newspapers, including, and this is just scratching the surface, Cosmopolitan magazine, the Daily Mail, the Mail on Sunday, Women and Health, Women and Home, Daily Mirror, Sunday Times, and also as well done star signs for Elle magazine. She's been on TalkSport Radio doing sports results on there. She's also one of the psychics that have been on Big Brother's Little Brother, Mystic Challenge. That was one of the first psychic shows on TV. So she's got a lot to offer you viewers today. But you know what? Surprisingly, she's actually a little bit nervous. First time back in the studio after obviously 4 years of not being in front of the camera. But she's here in the studio right now for you guys for one day only. It's the lovely Inbaal! Yay!
Mama.
This is nice.
I know, this is actually incredible.
I can't believe it.
I know.
You're here.
I can't.
I can touch you.
Driving down the motorway going, is this really happening? Am I on the M1? Yeah. And I was, thankfully, all the way down.
Not a dream.
And it's just, you know it now, being a yummy mummy
I
yourself, just travelling down without bits of cereal stuck to you in the morning. That was pretty special.
And you're getting to dress up for a change.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm actually using like new foundation because I haven't needed it for like 3.5, 4 years.
Bless you. Well, it's so nice to have you in. We've had so many of our viewers say, I can't wait to see Inbaal. Even our psychics today saying, please say hello to Inbaal, which has been so nice. I mean, you have such a big following, and you know, so many people have missed you over the years and thinking, is she ever going to return back to the psychic world, even though you've got your own private practice, but you know, all the media work that you did, obviously there was so much that it came to the point where it's like, right, it's now family time for me.
It really is, and you know, other mummies in the village, I'm in a little village now in West Yorkshire, love it. The other mummies sort of slowly find out what I used to do, you know, before I was a mummy, and sometimes they kind of go, are you famous? And I have to say, well, I kind of was really relevant for 5 minutes 10 years ago, which I know is kind of putting myself down, but it's more to say that this really sort of wasn't my focus for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I only did sort of bits and bobs of media, just a couple of TV appearances, a little bit of magazine, because obviously, you know, you can do that from home when they're napping, and a little bit of radio that you can do from upstairs when daddy's minding them. But I've not done like a whole full show for so
Oh, well, this is fantastic. Well, I know you viewers are dying for her to get stuck into your questions, but not just yet. We've got to find out all about her. So obviously the lovely Inbaal joining us today on the show will be doing some psychic readings. We're just finding out a little bit about her background and, you know, how she's become the psychic that she is. She's obviously taken quite a few years out. So just finding out a little bit about how she adjusted to that as well, from being such a successful psychic in the industry to then putting it to one side to become a mum. Lots of you are maybe feeling torn between, you know, your family, being a mum, being a dad, and, you know, doing the work that you enjoy doing, that you're passionate about, and finding that balance. Maybe you're thinking about going back to work. Is that quite daunting? Are you feeling a little bit nervous about it? I mean, let's ask Inbaal about that. I mean, for you, it was such a big change from going to such a busy business life to then becoming a mum. I mean, how did you adjust to that change?
You know, at the time that I was due, I actually moved up north, so everything changed.
Yeah.
And it's
scary?
It's going to make me a bit emotional because I'm going to tell you something that has to do with you.
Okay.
I moved up north, unpacked, obviously new place. The day after I finished unpacking, I had my first baby, Shalom Tavi.
Hello.
And then my family came over, and then his family came over, and then we had to fly over to, take the boat over to Dublin because his sister was getting married, my sister-in-law. And then we got back home, and I was sitting there struggling with, you know, mastitis and all those things of new motherhood. And I was still working. I was literally sort of answering emails from while recovering from a cesarean in the hospital. But I was all alone with a newborn baby. And what I used to do then was watch you.
Aww.
And you and Laura used to do little things for me and sort of wave and say hello. And I didn't feel alone anymore. And to me, just being involved and still feeling like part of the family, that was really special because I saw that actually being there as a viewer is exactly the same as being right here in the studio. And that to me was overwhelming because we've always said it, but it's not until you sit there on the sofa on your own that you're thinking, what do I do? And that's what helped me through it. I didn't have to make a choice because I never stopped working. I'm still there with my clients. I work when my children are napping. I work when they're sleeping at night. And now in the era of smartphones, there's no days off anymore. You can't just say, I'm not logging on, you know, today. But the actual kind of media work, which is kind of special, you know, even if we make that it's not, you know, it's just a job. No, but it's fun. Really nice to sort of get all dressed up and kind of do your hair and know that you're doing it for something specific and turning up. That was kind of weird to give up, but I wouldn't change it at all. There's a lot of joy to being a mummy.
Absolutely.
And I think that's another thing that maybe people that had their children a little bit younger than what you and I did, even though you're far younger than me. But people that had their children like in their late teens, early 20s, think, oh, the kids maybe are always around there.
Of course,
but actually it is so spectacular to watch that little thing sort of grow and start to babble and start to sort of move about and so on. It's a choice that I didn't have to make. But there's always, I think, little junctions along the road that you've got to go with what's true for you. Yeah. And you've got to go, you know, for some people, it'll be the most natural thing in the world to sort of hand the baby over to granny and just, you know, go right back to your own life. Yeah. For me, I wasn't even letting granny play with it. No, that's mine.
Well, do you know what? There's so much that I'd love to catch up with you today, with everything that you've been through in the last few years. Obviously, the viewers want to learn more about you as well. Obviously, we've got new viewers that have just got into the new sort of psychic world, so it's all new to them as well. So, again, viewers, just quickly, before we find out a little bit more about Inbaal, we are going to get to answer your questions very soon. Lots you are calling in. Of course, you've got Faith Bird. You've also got Fran on the phone lines, our two studio psychics today.